this is the 5th year of Digital Leaders, and I think whenever you look at the kind of scope of the different presentations and submissions across all of the UK, Northern Ireland really are very capable of holding their own. We have a unique range of digital services across the public sector in Northern Ireland, and what I'd like to do this afternoon is to share with you some of those challenges. I'd like to share some of our plans and priorities in support of enabling digital government, but also highlight the radical changes that we're driving to accelerate digital delivery. I'll touch on critical challenges and would be pleased for our distinguished panel to comment and advise on those challenges, because we all aim to resolve those challenges and issues that are common to us all. We have a number of immediate priorities relating to data, our own capability and infrastructure in support of digital transformation in government. You'll have heard Minister Murphy refer at yesterday's opening of the Digital Leaders Week to the recently announced new £58 million Global Innovative Institute to be based here, and also there's plans to locally host a £50 million smart manufacturing data hub in Northern Ireland. I certainly see digital acceleration fueling our own local economy, and this acceleration fundamentally reshapes service delivery and the expectation from service users. Over the next 20 minutes or so, I want to focus on a few of the key challenges, including building capability, technology and digital adoption, data or critical dependency, and our strategic direction. I'll leave to the end. We need to strengthen our leadership and capability needed for future delivery of digital government, and professionalising our approach to a host of different disciplines across the public sector, including procurement, contract management and security, to name but a few. We're working with all departments and helping to develop and improve digital skills required to lead and run modern government departments. Having the right digital skills underpins so much of what we need to do. Improving the digital and data literacy of staff across government departments, including those at senior levels, is central to the effective running of all of our business areas. I want to mention some of the work that we've taken forward recently in respect of digital skills and capability. With most of the Northern Ireland civil service workforce having been working remotely, the dependence on digital technology has never been greater. This prompted me to consider how staff are using technology. Last year we carried out some research, and during the first lockdown we launched a survey to ascertain how competent staff felt that they were in using technology, the results of which were very revealing. There's a growing need to enhance the digital skills of our public sector colleagues and improve our digital capabilities so that we can deliver better and more efficient public services. The findings showed us that there was a particular learning gap at basic digital skills level, and we're having a deeper dive with all of our departments, and as a result have put in place a huge array of e-learning services, packages that help develop staff capability further. Before I leave skills, as head of profession in the Northern Ireland Civil Service for IT, I'm going to tackle these long-standing capability and talent pipeline issues head on. So continuing to invest in and building more capability and capacity within the ICT profession is vital. Over 500 civil servants work in the IT profession, and we want to encourage new people to choose NICS as a career choice. I'm particularly proud of the fact that the Northern Ireland Civil Service IT profession was one of the first in NICS to introduce Earn as You Learn as a concept, and we established a new entry-level grade. Our apprentices have proved critical to our own emerging talent strategy, and will continue to offer many more opportunities to apprentices and students as a commitment to attracting new talent. We're preparing our teams for the future, and we know the types of skills that we need. We're investing in capability development and have established training programs for many of our digital teams. Continued investment in staff helps deliver our passion of making a difference. We encourage continued learning and allow staff to use their talents to pursue interests and through more collaborative teamwork. You may be aware of our Future Ways of Working initiative, currently underway across the Northern Ireland Civil Service. We cannot go back to the way that we previously worked, and we're planning radically different approaches to our future ways of working. We have a very active programme of engagement with staff across all departments to look at future of work. 98% of staff tell us that they want to work in a hybrid environment. Just prior to the pandemic, we were already looking at rationalising government estate, and we had a very successful agile working pilot underway. Then COVID hit, and immediately remote working became the norm. We've established a series of what we call Connect 2 hubs, effectively 10 regional hubs, which will allow staff to work remotely. These hubs give the staff the choice to work from a location closer to their own home. And these locations have a modern look and feel, which will allow more collaboration. They'll have collaboration zones, universal ports and workstations, smart screens, and they're fully Wi-Fi enabled. The key concept is to give staff flexibility and also to deliver a business-first agenda. Our plan is to open 10 regional hubs over the next 2 years. Some of those will open in the coming weeks, and they'll transform the way that we work, enabling staff to work closer to home, reduce travelling time, and doing our bit for the environment, whilst importantly promoting regional economic balance. We established our digital transformation portal to promote and highlight the success of digital transformation work across the public sector in Northern Ireland. We're not very good at promoting those achievements across the public sector, those things that we have done really well, and that kind of shared learning is vital for us all to learn from each other and to learn best practice. We have over 50 examples of success, and they've been showcased to date on our portal, including digital government, digital society, connected business, and connected citizens. These outcomes underpin the goals of the Northern Ireland Civil Service Digital Transformation Strategy. Cross-government collaboration is key to delivering improved public services and enabling digital government. We need to continue with our transformation agenda to meet growing expectations from the public. So we've established a portal called My Portal. We have made enormous progress with Northern Ireland Direct, and through the uptake of over 1 million NIDA accounts, we're planning on delivering a more personalised and responsive experience, one that joins up journeys for services in one single place. I'm looking forward to developing this further through My Portal with a Tell Us Once service and the associated positive shift in the relationships which the public have with government. for me, this is the holy grail in service provision. Digital identity assurance underpins this work and the trust with government services. We're working closely with DCMS and GDS to plan for the next generation of secure, accelerated assurance services. One Login will be a successor to the Verify service, and over time, other digital identity systems used across government will be retired. The aim is to reduce the number of times that the public need to register for services. This plan on a page shows a very ambitious rollout plan for One Login, and in Northern Ireland we are part of that plan. That's unusual. In the past, whenever we had Cabinet Office and GDS planning central government services, they were designed for central GB government services. We are now directly involved in those conversations about designing services like One Login. So that will complement a lot of the work that we've done here, and there's learning for GDS and Cabinet Office from the experiences that we have led in Northern Ireland. So I wanted to touch on digital inclusion. With COVID, we've seen increased marginalisation of some parts of society. Our approach to digital inclusion is one of partnership and a model of collaboration, support and empowerment. We have a small team who work with strategic partners, both public and private sector, including supporting communities, libraries NI and business in the community, all providing IT and training on the ground. We've created partnerships with organisations like councils, banks, community projects and disability groups as a way of reaching out to them and in their communities to help develop digital skills and to help people find work. Many of these partnerships work with and reach out to people that normally we cannot reach. They're often community-based, trusted and able to adapt their learning to individual needs, tackling the complex barriers that these audience groups often face, and they're vital to helping us. Through these partnerships, almost 10,000 people annually are in contact with the Go On NI initiative. We're seeing significant increase in the demand for online digital services, such as government departments developing new, more efficient ways of working, and they're often delivered through self-service models. Our approach is to put customers in the driving seat. We adopt a user-centred design which incorporates their needs and their environment into all stages of our design processes, and using tools such as user journey maps and frameworks specifically built around the user, we deliver more relevant, useful and useful services. The increase in demand led to enterprise digital development, adopting new technologies, using public cloud services to build new solutions, and often harnessing the services which are readily available from existing software solutions, for example, software as a service. Our aim is to deploy and exploit multi-cloud services. A major shift in emphasis has been the strategic decision to host solutions in gov.uk platform as a service. We've recently looked at the best tools to use in implementing testing and security automation into our existing software development lifecycle as early as possible. And I can't overstress the importance of testing and quality assurance, including the challenge function and external scrutiny, especially as we develop solutions at pace. This approach will help us to ensure that our team continue to produce high quality and secure solutions, but in less time. Whenever we look back at a number of those public-facing services that we have developed and introduced at pace over the last number of years, without having tools to help us do that quality assurance inbuilt into our environments, we certainly wouldn't have been able to deliver quality solutions at pace. The headlines would have been very different, and I think I would have been there. We aim to avoid duplicating effort and unnecessary costs by collaborating across government, sharing and reusing technology, reusing data and services, and we will adapt and reuse existing infrastructure and technology assets where possible before we go out to procure. We've had a few examples over the last few years where departments and business areas have come to us seeking solutions to be developed when there are off-the-shelf solutions available. In those cases, that's our best starting point, where business services already exist and we can tailor them to meet our needs. Certainly will deliver the biggest savings to us. Our enterprise design team publish their code and use open source software to improve transparency, flexibility and accountability. And we use open standards to ensure that solutions can work with other technologies and easily upgraded and expanded. All future applications should be cloud native and designed with cloud vendor agnostic approaches. One of the new and invaluable tools that we use is the gov.uk Slack channel. All of UK government can now come together in one place to collaborate, to share ideas, to make decisions and to move forward. It helps teams to operate faster, to stay in touch and up to date, no matter where they are and whenever they want to. This has been especially helpful for us when we navigated the public sector accessibility regulations and as we adopt the gov.uk design system for public-facing services, for example, the COVID certificate service or probate online. It's also a direct line into technical support. When we have an issue with common gov.uk services, such as gov.uk Pass, gov.uk Notify and gov.uk Pay, we have direct line into their technical experts in a way that we wouldn't have in the past. I would encourage anyone working in central government to sign up to this service and to improve this channel. The Northern Ireland Civil Service is also a customer of the Government Banking Service Payment Acceptance Framework. This will allow us to standardise payment services across government, and it will also replace a number of existing disparate payment services. It will allow us to move toward and deliver new digital wallets to improve security, to save on transaction fees, and also to investigate innovative new services such as open banking. It's worth noting a few examples of using data more effectively. And reflecting on the last 2 years most specifically, we've some excellent examples of how data can make a huge difference in our health service. We used data in the health service to identify those that needed to shield, and this was the basis of how we supported vulnerable people. The vaccination programme owes a lot of its success in part to being able to organise cohorts by age and risk from patient information held across the health service. We've also seen rapid changes in telehealth and online consultations with healthcare professionals in a way that we couldn't really have envisaged in the past. And we've worked closely with Department for Communities to create digital solutions at pace to book priority supermarket delivery slots. You'll all be familiar with the Shop Local scheme. I guess almost everybody in here was a beneficiary of the same scheme, and it wouldn't really have succeeded without cross-government commitments to data sharing. It's also shown just how significant data sharing is to the economy, society and the public sector. But we need to learn from what has worked and ensure that we use data more effectively and sensitively to redesign public services. And I see the need for greater leadership in driving transformation. Now that we've shown that we can individually and collectively, we're able to drive transformation at pace, we need to ensure that it's on everybody's agenda. And I see opportunities for data analytics and data scientists to help make better evidence-based decision making at board level for senior leaders, but also to improve the performance of organisations right across the public sector. And with such a dependence on the digital environment and digital data and accessibility, there's a real need to protect our assets. And looking at the threat landscape, Lindy Cameron, the Chief Executive of the National Cybersecurity Centre, tells us that malware is the #1 threat to our digital environment. 40% of reported attacks in recent years have been to public services. And our technical defences such as antivirus, firewalls, email screening and locking down devices are all getting better and better, and it's harder to break into systems. But cyber criminals are now looking to the people who are using these systems as an entry point. People need to be one of our strongest lines of defence. They are one of our strongest lines of defence, and they're also one of our weakest lines of defence. And our team have developed online training for end users. We've created an intranet hub containing top tips for staff and latest news in cyber and making staff more aware of the kind of threats that are out there. And over the last 2 years, it's been the #1 portal accessed across all of the NICS estate. So staff are willingly wanting to educate themselves more about the threat because they're seeing it outside of work on their own local devices and their own email systems as well. So it's a competency development that we want to encourage and that staff really are seeing themselves the value in. We've also recently invested in SEAM service. We've got an excellent managed service contract for SEAM services, and we are also establishing a security operating centre. That complementary SOC is one of our most strategic security investments that we have ever made in the public sector. I want to touch a little bit on contact centre because we want to simplify public access to services. The last 2 years have been really tough on the public and businesses, and call centres have been a critical touch point for organisations for keeping businesses informed and of customer needs. And during the COVID pandemic, they provided essential multi-channels to customers and consumers. Quite often we would have seen the First Minister and Deputy First Minister refer to NI Direct as the place to get trusted information from. And I think that really kind of cemented the need for having good quality information from government departments published in a timely way, but also having a contact centre where we are able to allow more services to be delivered to the public and in a way that it is more joined up. We need to establish a more joined up view and a single view of customer regardless of the channels that they choose. And consumers will have increased intolerance of service providers who can't deliver those joined up services. We are introducing more web chat, email and Internet of Things will continue to grow. So we need to have more responsive approaches to contact centre services. Telephone is still the #1 channel for consumers with complex queries and complex needs. We are reimagining contact centre services, and the NI Direct contact centre service is evolving from a mainly voice-based channel service to a multi-function support model. for public services over multiple channels such as voice, chat and social media. And contact centre services need to focus on serving the customer need rather than just answering the call. Our future work plan is to work through omni-channel of deliveries, and we won't deliver a single replacement contact centre. We will ensure that it focuses on innovation and ensuring that we can add value to services that we deliver through contact centre services. Just a word on our kind of strategic and future direction. We have work underway to replace a number of our NICS strategies. We'll be publishing our own digital and data strategy, which defines our future direction. It addresses what I call a tsunami of strategies which are coming from Cabinet Office. We're engaging with all of our NICS departments, and I'm working closely with Cabinet Office and GDS in implementing the National Data Strategy, which was recently published. Our vision is to realise the opportunities of digital and data to enable a collaborative, innovative approach to transforming public service delivery across the NICS. And recognising digital and data as key enablers for NICS public sector delivery, the strategy is focused on providing direction to how digital service can be modernised and improved. Our approach, we led the development of our draft strategy with a team of senior NICS digital leaders, and the development of the strategy necessitated significant collaboration across all of our departments. Strategic input and visible support from NICS leaders ensured a comprehensive and wide-reaching strategy. We're hoping to publish the strategy later this year, but specifically I'd like to touch on a couple of aspects to the strategy. Unsurprisingly, data is right at the heart of much of what we need to focus on, and we will unlock the value of our digital data to drive innovation and deliver modern, effective services. We'll do this by strengthening our data governance across NICS, and we will ensure that we have consistent data governance standards and clearly defined ownership of data sets, providing data users across the NICS with confidence that data sharing is legal and ethical, and really allowing them to focus on the value that we can derive from our data. If we look at another aspect of our strategy, which is digital culture, through inspiring and equipping our people, we'll ensure that technology is an enabler for modern digital services. We need to attract and retain digital talent, and we will attract digital talent into the NICS to increase diversity, to provide opportunities and benefits to our workforce, and to ensure that they're developing skills and thriving in their roles. We have a whole raft of recruitment and promotion opportunities across digital in the NICS currently underway. We've promoted 10 new ICT digital leaders in the last month, and we have a whole programme of recruitment and promotion opportunities going from grade 7 ICT level 7 all the way through to apprentices. I expect that process will be an annual cyclical recruitment and promotion opportunity, so that we take the opportunity to recruit new talent into the organisation relentlessly. I thought it would be useful to share this slide on 5G and digital fabric primer with Belfast Harbour. Some of you may think that this is a glimpse of the distant future, but in fact it's already a reality, where Belfast Harbour have recently taken part in the first live demonstrations in the UK using the 5G public network. 5G is the next generation of mobile phone technology and will help Belfast Harbour achieve its ambition of becoming a smart port that engages more creatively with customers and visitors and employees. The potential industry and business benefits of 5G enabled applications are vast, from improved operational efficiency and productivity to fast and reliable knowledge transfer. And many aspects to what you can see here in Belfast Harbour is in and around maximising use of Wi-Fi, secure connections, Internet of Things devices, data sharing, lots of those common issues that we are wrestling with across the public sector. So if there's anything that we can get shared learning from is initiatives like this, investing in technology like this, and working with other leaders like ourselves across organisations and doing that shared learning piece. Just some final observations from myself. None of us know for sure what the future holds, but the general trends are clear. The future will be more digital than ever before. Business strategies in turn need to flex more rapidly, and we need to prepare ourselves and our organisations for a digitally driven future. I've described a range of digital developments and future plans, but also in many cases how we're working in a more agile and scalable way. Looking to the future, we need to continue to work at pace and also in a genuinely collaborative way, collaborating more within and across the public sector, but also with many of our service providers. We couldn't do what we do on our own, and I think those managed service providers, those SMEs, all of those providers of services to us, it's a shared model, and I think it's something where we need to look more to see where we can get and drive more value from those kind of partnership arrangements which we can make within the public sector and working with many of our partners from outside. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to our roundtable discussion.